Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lewis Speaks 2023, and today I want to talk to you all about the challenges of finding and keeping friends as an adult. I gotta be real, it's been so hard trying to maintain my friendships, and it's been also extremely challenging trying to make new friends as an adult. I think one of the reasons for that is because I've gotten so busy. I've gotten so busy with my day to day, I haven't had the chance to really check in and be present. And I think my friends also have struggled with this too. They have gotten so busy that it becomes hard to really, check in. So I think that's one factor. I also think that once you graduate from high school and college, it gets hard. Life starts lifing. And so what you start to notice is that you're starting to build your career, you're starting to build your family, you're also taking care of aging parents, you're also rediscovering your own identity and who you are. And so a lot of people that you once called friend no longer speak to the person that you're becoming. And so you start to realize that there is this disconnect. You no longer feel connected to them. I think a lot of our friendships are the direct result of our unhealed wounds. A lot of people that we once connected to spoke to the broken part of us, the unenlightened part of us, the part of us that was just uninformed. And as we begin to know more, we begin to realize that these relationships no longer speak to the people that we are and want to be. So then oftentimes those relationships start to drift off and we go through a shift. And I've noticed that, the more I start to come into myself, the more I start to realize that certain spaces and certain people no longer fit into the person that I am and want to become. So that's another reason why it's a challenge on maintaining friends. I also think it's hard. It's hard trying to make new friends because a lot of times we get busy and friendships, they require work, they require investment, they require time and energy that we really just don't have much of. I think a lot of our time is spent grieving. We sustain a lot of losses as a people. We are all in the state of collective grief, and I've noticed that, like when I walk out there into the world, you see people are so isolated, they're so lonely, they're so much in pain. And I think that this collective state of grief is what's causing people to kind of isolate. It's causing people to distance themselves in an effort to recollect themselves, because we've lost a lot. When you think about COVID-19, when you think about racism and the mass killings of Black and brown people, when you think about just the housing crisis that we're in right now, when you think about so many different social issues, it's this collective state of grief that we're in, and many people are depressed out here. So when you're depressed, the last thing that you want to be around sometimes is people. And so it becomes hard to maintain and make new friends when you can barely get out of bed. So that's another factor. Mental health concerns. Right now, our mental health as a people is in the toilet. We're really struggling right now. And I think that plays a role in our ability to socialize and be present with other people. I also think, truth be told, what really affects our ability and motivation to maintain and also make new friends is this climate that we're living in, this social climate. It's crazy. It's like people these days really don't want friends. They want fans, they want followers, they want disciples, they want lackeys, they want people who are flunkies, who are just going to follow them blindly. Everybody, instead of saying, hey, be my friend, it's always follow me here, follow me there. And it's like, follow me on Instagram, follow me so it's like they want followers. And I think that You really can't have a genuine friendship with somebody when you expect them to follow you. It sets up this hierarchy where you're superior and they're inferior. And I think that that speaks to a person's broken, fragile ego than it does to, I guess, the need to really, really connect with other people. And I'm just like, this generation is so narcissistic. They want their ego stroked constantly, and they don't care about how they go about getting that. They're always looking for a supply and a source. And when you refuse to be that to somebody, when you hold them accountable, especially when you hold them accountable and you confront them about certain behaviors, they just, oh no, they can't tolerate confrontation. They can't tolerate you letting them know about themselves. You are instantly canceled. The moment that you have a grievance, oh, you're canceled, you're out. What? That's our generation. So it becomes hard to find friendships when people cannot respect your boundaries. And that happens a lot. A lot of people don't respect boundaries. They're instantly ready to cancel you when you set a boundary with them. When you set a limit, people don't like that. As long as you are allowing people to cross your boundaries, they love you. They love you. You're easygoing. You're easy to get along with. You know, but the moment that you say, wait a minute, I don't like what you did, please don't do that again, or else this is what's going to happen. Oh, they're like, whatever, bye. And so this is why it becomes hard to make new friends, because people are so quick to cancel. No one is ready to give you the benefit of the doubt anymore. No one is interested in building anything real. The moment that you no longer satisfy some desire or some function, then you're instantly discarded, as if you never even existed or mattered in their world. And I think it's just hard to maintain a relationship with that mindset. The moment someone does the slightest thing to irritate us, we're ready to just bye. We're just cutting people off prematurely without really giving them the benefit of the doubt, without offering grace and allowing room for their human nature, for their human. People are flawed. Do you allow space for people's human, or do you instantly cut them off the moment that they exhibit the tiniest of flaws? Because it's hard to maintain a friendship when you're doing that. And I think that that's what our generation has become. The moment people show any sign of a flaw, the moment that this person does not live up to the fantasies that we project, we instantly bye. And I'm just like, what? What type of world is this? What are we becoming? It just seems as though, like, if a person doesn't satisfy your need instantly, we are a generation of instant gratification. If we don't get our needs met like that, oh, they gotta go. And I think what that speaks to is trauma, intergenerational trauma, seeing our grandfathers, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers go through, or hearing stories about them. We hear about stories where they went through hell for years. And so we don't want to do that. We don't want to waste years out of our lives entertaining a toxic relationship the way that we saw our mothers, grandmothers, and heard stories about our great-grandmothers doing that. We don't want to. So in an effort to avoid that, we have gone from one extreme to the next. And that next extreme is just not giving people any space to be human, not allowing room for the human, not offering grace when they make a mistake, just instantly ready to just cut them off. They gotta go. They don't live up to your fantasy. They don't live up to your expectation. Be it unrealistic. Then who cares? And that's another thing. A lot of people have a lot of unrealistic expectations for their friendships. They expect this person to be their be all to end all, their everything. And you can't expect that from one person. That is a tall order, you know? And a lot of friends do not really have the capacity to fill that order. And so we have to temper that. We have to temper our expectations with a person's ability to provide what we need, you know? And once again, that takes time. A lot of people don't want to give relationships time. They want it now. Be who I need you to be now. I need this now. They need it. And once again, that's just the portrait of a lonely, desperate person. You know, they want everything now. I want it now. I can't wait any longer. You know, they want everything now. And that's not how friendships work. You know, there's no such thing as a microwave friend. My thing is this. If you ever heard of the term whirlwind romance or easy come, easy go, it illustrates this belief that you can have things quickly, but there's a catch. If you get it that quick, you lose it that quick too. And so we're seeing that we have a lot of these high times and these late night, early mornings with people that are fun, but they never last. They never last past the morning, you know? So it's like we have to really get realistic about our expectations and really realize that good friendship takes time. Just like love. Good love takes time. Good food. When you're cooking, it doesn't happen overnight. You cook and you season. It takes time to prepare. Like friendships. I think also friendships take investment, initiative, interest, genuine interest. A lot of people don't know how to show those things. I think the fear is that the one who wants it more will most likely be the one who invests more. You know? It's this belief that if you're the one that wants it more, you're the one that has to do all the calling, the texting, the event planning, all the chasing. And so this is why a lot of people don't show initiative anymore, because they realize that, wait a minute, I'm the one that got to do it all. The moment that I take an interest in this person, then I'm going to be the one charged with the responsibility to maintain the relationship and keep it alive. That's not fair. And so this is what I've noticed too. People have just fallen back. They don't even make plans with you anymore. What they do is say, hey, this is the new wave. This is where I'm going to be. If you show up, cool. If not, cool too. You know? They just let you know where they're going to be. They don't invite you anymore. They don't say, hey, would you like to come here? Would you like? No longer. Invitations are dead. I realize that invitations are so 1990s. This new age, let you know I'm going to be at the pizza spot. They're hoping that you invite yourself. They're really hoping that you say, really? Oh, can I come? That's what they're hoping. So they just tell you where they're going to be. That seems to be the new wave. Me, I personally don't like that. I like a person that has the courage to extend the invitation, because whether or not I want to go, I know for future reference that you thought of me and that you considered me and that you took an interest and you showed initiative. And that goes a long way. That goes a long way because it takes courage. And so I think this generation, they don't want to take that initiative. They're afraid of rejection also. They are extremely afraid of rejection because they personalize it so much. It becomes an assault on their ego. And so they feel like, oh my goodness, this person said no to me. They don't really like me. So their mind goes to these dangerous places and they begin to catastrophize and exaggerate. And it's not that. You know, they personalize things, and it's not rejection. It's not personal. These people don't even know you. But yet still, I think a lot of people personalize rejection, so they don't want to take the initiative. Um, and I think that's why a lot of friendships just kind of stay at a stalemate, you know? They kind of stay stuck in this holding pen. You know, what could have been a great friendship is just stuck in this holding pen because people are afraid. They're afraid to extend themselves. They're afraid to take that initiative. You know, they're afraid of so many different things. And I just think that, you know, some of the people have got to work past their fear. If you want to find and keep friends, you definitely have to work at it. And I have to remind myself that too, because oftentimes when you get so busy, you feel like, I can't take on yet another assignment. I can't take on yet another responsibility. And maintaining a friendship is yet another responsibility that requires me to be present, to talk, to plan. And sometimes I'm just coming home drained. I'm coming home extremely dog tired. I don't want to have to do another job, but the thing about it is this: if you don't maintain your friendships, and I tell myself this all the time, if I don't maintain my friendships, then how do I expect my friendships to work for me later on? You know, oftentimes we lean into those spaces of support in our friends for that love, for that understanding, for that sense of community and connection. And so if I don't work to maintain that, then I won't have that space to lean into during a crisis. You know, so I have to do the work, and really value those in my life, you know? And when it comes to making new friends, I have to realize that a lot of people don't have the capacity to be a good friend. They just don't. And so it's about not wasting time, not trying to build a friend, but rather leaning into those spaces with people that actually want something real and demonstrate it, and have that working knowledge of reciprocity. You know, they want to, you know, give and take. They want to. They're ready. Because readiness is everything. A lot of people are just not ready for what they say that they want. They say that they want a friend. They say that they want a real, true David and Jonathan type friendship, you know? But yet still, when it requires work, they split. They go ghost. And so that's the thing. If you want to maintain a friendship, you've got to invest in it. And so I tell it to you because I tell it to myself often. I tell it out there because it's hard. It's really hard, but it's, once again, it's something that we have to do in order to not only maintain our own sanity, but also be a resource for other people. You know? There's a lot of people out there that can benefit from our investment. So I think that that's really important. So, once again, I know it's hard, trying your best to find and also keep the friends that you have, but it's an investment that will pan out. You know, you just got to keep at it. And once again, lean into those spaces that really value you, you know? I think, as I mentioned earlier, it's so challenging trying to make friends because we all have different experiences that we're going through. And so I think that it might be helpful to lean into a support group that really speaks to your experience. And oftentimes what I've noticed is that I really don't have a support group that speaks to a lot of my different diverse experiences. And so I realize that sometimes I have to be the one to create that group. I have to be the one to look for those spaces online and really just kind of research, you know? And it's, once again, that's more work. And it's tough. It's tough. But it is an investment that we all have to make if we want to find new friends, you know? So I'm encouraging everyone out there, I know it's rough right now. And until you find those true friends, you are always a friend to yourself. Really begin to enjoy your company. Sit with yourself. Take yourself on self dates. Take yourself on your self date and enjoy it. And really lean into yourself, because honestly, I think we're all being charged with this responsibility to really see into ourselves and to lean into ourselves and to really love on ourselves, and not just in word, but in deed, in consistent deed. And so I encourage everybody out there to definitely lean into themselves, because you have to figure out yourself first if you are to be a good friend to someone else. So I hope this video was helpful. Definitely share your comments on some of your challenges with maintaining and also finding new friends. So once again, this is Lewis Speaks. If you like this video, definitely share, comment, and like. Much appreciation. Peace, y'all.